thought I'd report in and just give a note of my status. Over the past few weeks, what I've accomplished. Well, I spent some time trying out focused pulse lasers as opposed to the rapid fire ones on the Python here. And that required me to go mine a bunch of ruthenium because I was kind of low on that. And that turned into a whole process. I started out just doing a search in Inara for planets with different kinds of volcanism, and decided that, well, I forget which kind of volcanism I settled on, but it seemed to have it seemed to come up with the search results with the highest percentage of ruthenium, and I went after those. And after a little while of doing that, I came to realize that ruthenium doesn't occur in volcanism at all. You get it out of non-volcanic sources like meteors, meteorites, outcrops, things like that. It doesn't occur at all in the volcanic geysers and whatnot. If you go to a planet that's got volcanism and a ruthenium deposit, you're going to have to ignore all the volcanism signals and figure out where the areas are where the deposits of ruthenium actually are. So that was interesting. You know, of course, I could just go to those brain tree sites or whatever they are and do all this, but I'd rather just do it the hard way because I have nothing better to do. It's a little more interesting that way. So, having mined all the ruthenium I needed and doing the trading and whatnot, I got my 4 or 5 focused pulse lasers and tried them out. Pretty much immediately determined that they were good for nothing, and went right back to the rapid fires. So the build on the Python is pretty much stuck where it is now. I think I should probably post a short link to the EDSY build on it so you can gaze on that and wonder. That's about all I accomplished in the last few weeks. Other than that, it's just been doing BSD work for the faction, working in combat zones, running missions, things like that. I'm not sure if any of this is going to matter whenever they release the Power Play 2.0. I mean, I don't know what that's going to mean for me or anybody else. I don't understand PowerPoint 1. I don't understand Power Play 1 anymore. I just follow orders. I just do what they tell me to do. I go where they tell me to go. I shoot who they tell me to shoot. It's very simple for me. This is all the game is to me, really, is just going to CZs and doing things like that. I enjoy it. It's fun. What else did I do? Oh, I blocked another YouTube channel because they censored me. What's the term for that? Shadow banning. That's where if you own a YouTube channel and you see a comment on your video that you don't like, you can click through a couple of menus and you can tell YouTube, hey, block this guy's messages. Don't let anybody else see his messages when he posts comments on my videos. You know, it's really asinine. I don't care for that. So I admit I might be a little rude when I comment. I'm not really sure if I'm sensitive to that kind of thing. But boy, some of these people seem to be like on hair triggers with me. That's for sure. This guy was some kind of a socialist, ostensibly. I mean, that's what he presented himself as. I don't know whether to believe that or not. You can't believe anything out there. He's probably a robot for all I know. Yeah, I hear the robots are everywhere, so maybe he's one of them. I don't know. So he's out there putting out some ridiculous thing about doomers. He says doomers are the tools of the capitalist. Okay, well, whatever. I decided to listen to that. It sounded controversial, you know. And yeah, his whole thing is he's trying to sell socialism, but I listened to about 10 minutes of his 12-minute video, and never once did he talk about what he'd like to do as a socialist or how he planned to get into power to do any of that. He spent 10 minutes talking about some abstract group of people that he calls doomers and what he thinks their psychology is. And his theory is that all the doomers out there, whoever they are, he thinks they're liberals who are disillusioned with liberalism and resort to doomerism as a way to avoid voting for good socialists like him. Okay. I got fed up after about 10 minutes, and the comment that got me banned, I think, was I just said, well, doomerism's just a buzzword for the people to talk about so they can pretend they're engaging with reality. Because it don't mean nothing, you know. I mean, you're talking about some abstract group. You don't know who they are. I don't know who they are. You know, it's some imaginary group you've invented in your head. I mean, it's a word that has currency. So everybody you're talking to, they've got some idea about it, you know. But you're not talking about a nation state. You're not talking about an incorporated company. You're not talking about any actual group out there. You're as stupid as the conservatives when they talk about Antifa. You know. Who's Antifa? You know, what's a dimmer? It's just bullshit. It's just bullshit. You know, I wrote a second comment before I realized I was banned. I said, you want to sell socialism? You go right ahead and make your best attempt. I have nothing against socialism. Let's hear your case. No, you spend 10 minutes talking about some abstract group and giving me some baloney you made up about how you think they live, how you think they think. Never said a word about what you would do with power or how you'd get power. You know, in your wildest dreams you might get power, I guess, you know. Yeah, I think guys like that, they're either incredibly naive or they're disingenuous. That's about as far as I get with a lot of people. You know, they're either lying or they're up to something. If he's naive, that's one thing, you know. He's just naive. He's up there with it. If he's up to something, then he's just out there to split the vote, you know. It's because that's what it is, you know. I got no soft spot in my heart for liberalism. I'm out here to vote for the lesser of two evils, because that's all you can do. You know, we're all first past the post around here. This is what you do. If you got any sense at all, that's what you do. And if somebody comes up to you and says, well, I think you should vote for the socialists instead, well, that's great. If you like socialism, that's great. But if they're just talking into the wind, and they got no plan to get into power and no hope of getting in power, well, that's great. You know, wish them all the luck in the world, and then go vote for a Democrat this fall. Do yourself a favor. Yeah, I wish him all the luck in the world. As soon as he decides, I don't know what he thinks he's gonna do. Whenever he decides to go do it, hey, we'll see how that works out for you. You know, maybe we'll vote for you next time if you decide to act like you know what you're doing. But if all you're gonna do is make meaningless comments about imaginary people and why you should vote for socialist when you have nothing to say about socialism or how you'd ever get into power in the first place, now don't waste my time. Okay, well, sorry to rant at you. Have a good day.